You know exactly who I'm talking about. They're the ones who always seem okay. The ones who laugh the loudest, help the fastest, and leave the earliest. The ones who say, "I'm fine," with such practiced ease that nobody thinks to question it. And here's what nobody tells you about these people. They are some of the most emotionally sophisticated and secretly exhausted human beings alive. Because hiding your true feelings isn't simple. It isn't weakness, it isn't laziness, it is a system, built quietly, reinforced over years, and most people who have it don't even know they built it. Today, we take that system apart, piece by piece. So who are these people? They're not who you think. They're not cold. They're not distant. They're not bad at emotions. In fact, they're usually the opposite. They feel everything, deeply, often too deeply. They just became experts at making sure nobody ever sees it. They're the friend everyone calls in a crisis, but the one who has no one to call. They can sit with your pain for hours, but the second the conversation turns to them, something shifts. A joke, a deflection, a sudden, "Anyway, enough about me." They show up for everyone, consistently, quietly, and they go home and process it all alone. You might know one, you might love one. Or you might be one, and this might be the first time someone has described you out loud. This isn't a personality quirk. Neurologically, something very specific is happening inside the brains of people who hide their feelings. Psychologists call it the master sensor, driven by a region of the brain called the ventrolateral prefrontal cortex. Think of it as a gate between what a person feels and what they show. In most people, this gate leaks. Emotions come through, messy, imperfect, human. But in people who hide their feelings, something happened that made them reinforce that gate, lock it. And the problem isn't the gate itself, it's what happens to everything that can't get through. It doesn't disappear. It goes underground, into the nervous system, into the body, into the behavior. And the longer it stays down there, the louder it gets. This is how you recognize them, not by what they say, by what they do. Some of what follows will feel uncomfortably familiar, whether you're watching to understand someone you love or quietly recognizing yourself. That's the point. Sign 1. The reflexive "I'm fine." Ask them how they are. They'll tell you they're good before their brain even checks. It isn't a lie exactly, it's a reflex, a verbal flinch so deeply practiced it bypasses conscious thought entirely. Watch carefully, because right after "I'm fine," they'll ask about you. Every time. Redirecting the spotlight is the move. They're fluent in it. Sign 2. The Jester's mask. They're often the funniest person in the room, and that humor is real, but it also has a function. Laughter is a shield nobody wants to knock down. Because if you laugh along, you can't also ask if they're okay. The joke isn't just a joke, it's an exit. Sign 3. The Somatic Alarm. Their mind will tell you everything is fine. Their body will tell you the truth. A jaw that's always slightly tight, shoulders that live somewhere near their ears, a stomach that's been in a knot so long they've stopped noticing it. When the master sensor blocks an emotion from leaving the mouth, it doesn't vanish. It relocates. It lives in the muscles instead. Sign 4. The Hypervigilant Detector. People who hide their own feelings become experts at reading everyone else's. They clock a shift in your tone before you've noticed it yourself. They feel the temperature of a room the second they walk in. Why? Because if you can see the storm coming in someone else, you can prepare, you can manage, you can make sure they're okay before they ever have a chance to ask about you. Someone goes quiet mid-conversation, and they've already run 12 scenarios. Not because they're paranoid, but because staying ahead of conflict is how they've always stayed safe. They are so busy monitoring everyone else's weather, they've forgotten they're standing in a storm themselves. Sign 5. The Vague Storyteller. Listen to how they talk about their own life. Not what they say, how they say it. They won't say, "I'm struggling." They'll say, "It's been a long week." They won't say, "I'm lonely." They'll say, "You know how it is." They narrate their own life like a documentary, with just enough distance that they never have to actually be in it. They've become a stranger to their own story. If you're recognizing someone right now, or recognizing yourself, stay with that. Because this is where it stops being about how they communicate. This is where it starts changing how they experience time, connection, and who they believe they are. Sign 6. The emotional time lag. People who suppress their feelings consistently develop a strange relationship with time. They don't feel things when they happen. The grief doesn't arrive at the funeral. The anger doesn't come out in the argument. Instead, 3 weeks later, alone in a car, a random song comes on, and suddenly everything they didn't feel hits them all at once. Their brain has learned to delay emotional processing until it's safe. Safe usually means when no one is watching. Sign 7. The survival myth. This is the one that looks most like strength, and is actually the heaviest thing they carry. It's the belief buried deep that if they fall apart, no one is coming. So they don't fall apart. They handle everything, alone, efficiently, without asking. They lock every difficult feeling in a vault and manage the weight of it entirely by themselves, until the day it breaks them. That isn't strength, it's just loneliness with better branding. Sign 8. The disappearing act. When things get genuinely heavy, they don't reach out, they go quiet. Texts go unanswered. 3 invitations in a row get declined. They pull back, not because they don't care, but because they only want to be seen when they're okay, when the mask is back in place, when they can show up as the version of themselves that doesn't need anything. They vanish until they can perform being fine again. Sign 9. The emotional flatline. Over time, the suppression compounds. They stop looking forward to things. Plans that used to excite them now feel like obligations they're already tired of before they arrive. Nothing feels that bad anymore, but nothing feels that good either. They've turned down the volume on their entire emotional life. Not depression exactly, more like a permanent gray. Life at half signal. And when you've lived at half signal long enough, you start to lose something even more important than feeling. Sign 10. Known, but not seen. This is where it hits the hardest. They have people who love them, real people, people who show up. And yet, there is a very specific, very heavy kind of loneliness they carry that those people can't touch. Because the people who love them love the performance. They love the capable one, the funny one, the always okay one. And somewhere underneath all of it, the person hiding knows they don't love me, they love the mask. And the terrifying question they never say out loud is, if they saw the real me, would they stay? So they keep performing, and the people around them keep watching. And nobody in the room is actually there. People who hide their true feelings didn't choose this. They learned it. Somewhere, usually early, being themselves cost them something. Maybe they were told they were too much. Maybe they cried and were met with silence. Maybe they asked for help and the help didn't come. Maybe they were loved, but only when they were easy. And if you're watching this because you love one of these people, the most important thing you can do is stop asking them to be fine. Just make it safe to not be. That's it. That's the whole job. And for you, the one carrying it, a relationship where you can't be seen isn't a connection, it's a performance. And you are allowed to stop performing. If you see yourself in this, I'm not here to tell you the gate was wrong. It was right. It kept you safe when you needed it. And if you've stayed this long, something in you already knows the answer. You don't have to tear the walls down today. You don't have to perform your healing either. Just one person, one real thing. Not the whole vault, just the door. Let someone know it's there. Because you need to be seen to be loved. And the people worth keeping, they're not going to leave when they finally meet the real you. They've been waiting for you to show up. You don't have to stay locked in that vault alone.